What is up, everyone? We are back. We are finally back with our Power Word Fail reviews. It has been a very long time, and I have missed this. I mean, I think the last review I did was before November. So yeah, we're back. Power Word Fail. I have forgot how much I missed this show. I love this show. It's so, in my notes, I've probably put this at least 12 times that I've missed this show, and I'm glad that I'm listening to it again. I don't know why you stop some things that you enjoy. It's like I do that with One Piece. I watch a lot of One Piece, but I let the episodes build up, and then I'll forget that I enjoy it, or I forget that I love watching it, and then when I go back to watch it, I'm like, I've missed this. I've missed this so much. But anyway, Miles TV, as always, thanks for tuning in. But we are doing a review on Power Word Fail, episode 56, part 1. They start off with their mail call as per usual, and God, is the funny intros you get attached to those, and Austin is still hilarious. He's doing his intros of the mail call. I forget, but somehow I get into something to do with toes. But you can tell that they're having so much fun. They're kind of messing around with each other, playing around. Austin does the recap. I remember when he started doing that when Cody took over. He does the recap, and boy, did I need that recap, because I was like, oh, I should have went back and re-listened through the whole show again, but definitely needed that recap. We find out, I remember that they're looking for Oasis. They're looking for Christopher's mother. They're in this weird town. Snake cultists, something to do with them. So just really like a refresher of like, oh yeah, that was going on. But in my notes again, I really missed this show. I don't know what they did, but it sure made me right. It sure did make me right. I missed this show. So anyway, we start off with the show. Ferric and Ambrose kind of sneak around the back because they were told to go around the back to meet with Oasis. They sneak around the back, and Ferric and Ambrose goes through this window. Everybody else, I guess, go through the window, but they made a big deal about Ferric and Ambrose going through. Oasis is, of course, for those of you who, if you're watching my videos in order at the time, but Oasis is Pico's family, the Mafia family. This brother is Nico. Nico confirms that Atreides is not Pickle's grandfather, but she's still gonna call him Pop. Nico really doesn't care. Nico might be bad at his job. He was told to look after this town, keep the order, the peace, make sure nothing fishy's going on, and he's just kind of lazy about it, but still a mafia member about it. It's I don't like that they're doing that stuff over there, but I'm too lazy to do anything about it. But if he did do his job, then they wouldn't have an adventure. Nico is a foodie. This man loves food. He's cooking. He's making things. He's feeding people. He is a foodie, and man, it was great. Anyway, Nico tells them in this part of town, this part of the area, they have what is called the Mind Carver, and it's kind of different from the Face Sculptor, but essentially the same thing. Mind Carver gets rid of your memories or manipulates them some kind of way, makes you forget things if you want to forget, so forth and so on. Then he goes on to tell them about the Harbinger, the Harbinger of Death. He goes to tell them about the Harbinger of Change. The Harbinger of Change kind of showed up, and he's been promising people happiness for 100 gold. You give this man 100 gold, he'll make you happy. Don't really go into too much details of how he makes you happy, but he makes you happy. The Harbinger made the dragon. I think Pharaoh? There was a dragon, or that could have been the dragon from the cave, but there was a dragon. The Harbinger made the dragon go away. He didn't really tell how. Nobody really knows how. Just one day there was a dragon. Next day, the Harbinger shows up and gets rid of the dragon. Nico goes on, and Ferric goes and gets info from some of the other members of Oasis. He finds out that the Harbinger is with the cultists of snakes. Don't know how they got matched up together, but so I guess that confirms the Harbinger is an enemy. Yeah. They go back to Nico and they kind of make a deal with Nico to get rid of the Harbinger. Nico seems all for it. He wants a cut, whatever they find, 50%, blah, blah, blah. That's kind of thrown out there. Adalia, man, whew, it's been a while. Adalia ends up casting Scry to find it, because they end up drawing a picture of the Harbinger, and he just sounds like this weird looking man. But Adalia ends up casting Scry to find the Harbinger and kind of spy on them. But they end up passing the check, or she doesn't roll high enough or anything, but it just doesn't work. So eventually they talk, and one thing I love about Power Word Fail, Cody and the gang are not scared to just sit in the moment and have the conversation. As a DM, I worry a lot, like, oh man, they're bored, they don't want to talk about this, in which this is a podcast, but I worry a lot, like, oh man, I'm boring them, blah blah blah, let's move on to the next scene. I respect Power Word Fail for being in the moment and just letting things kind of happen, you know, like letting this conversation unfold, letting the awkward silence sits there, letting that, well, I think that's, oh, okay, you're still talking. Well, all right, time to hit the, oh, all right, you still got some more to say. All right, I'm gonna head out. So I do appreciate that with Power Word Fail, because, you know, sometimes it's just like, all right, we you know. Anyway, somewhere along the way, Nico tries to sell drugs to the group. And not only any drugs, but the crystal-born drugs. Adalia gets upset, reasonably, and she ends up leaving. Shortly after, the group follows. Pickle says goodbye to her brother, tells him more or less what's going on with her. At this point, the group decides to split up. Shopping, recon, and messing with Braum. Possibly abusing Braum of some kind of nature. We shortly find out that Atreides is rich. He gives somebody some kind of exchange rate, everybody money. They have, because they didn't have the money for this area, so they were like, all right, so if we exchange some money, so Atreides just kind of took care of that. So everybody has like a little bit of money for this Artemal. Then we head off to shopping. They find this one shop that Vilvanis sent them to, and this guy's like, oh, Vilvanis owes me money, and they go through the shopping list. And one thing I hate, but you know, I hate as a DM, is like when you expect your players to like know what they want, and they're like, what do you have? What is there? And I mean, like, you of course be prepared for like standard, like this merchant specializes in weapons, but sometimes you just really hope that your players just like, I want these specific items because I looked up a whole bunch of stuff before the game. But when they're just like, I don't know, what do you have? You know, you throw a couple of things out there, and hopefully that gets the old noodle rolling. But you can tell Cody's looking up items, trying to figure out like what they want, what they cost, throwing some other items out there. One of the funniest parts is Pickles asks for like weird stuff, and they get a handkerchief that was sneezed on by a fiend that could be cursed. She ends up buying it. She's gonna put it on Pokey for a cape. They end up getting like a shield. Ambrose is a difficult Ambrose is a difficult sale. He's asking for a lot of stuff. He says no to a lot of stuff. One thing I did notice about this group, they're not good at persuasion haggling. Like there was a little bit of haggle, but not much haggle. And then there wasn't like, can I roll persuasion? Eventually they talk to this guy for a while, and then they end up leaving the shop, and that's where the session ends. They're gonna go do some recon and mess with Braum next. But you know, that was a short episode. It was wasn't really short, but they just hanged out in a lot of areas. Little bit. This episode, I think is a good episode to come back on, but not a good episode to continue watching. Because what made it a good episode for me, for not like listening to the Power Word Fail in a long time, is that Nico didn't know anything. And he was just like, tell me everything that's happening. And then Pickles was like, did you not get the letters? And he's like, no, I don't read letters. So that was good for me, but I could see how like watching this episode or listening to this episode is just like, all right, well, we're informing an NPC that doesn't like that should know everything. So it's kind of like a recap episode. And then when we got to the shopping episode, everybody's favorite thing is shopping. I for one love shopping. Spending that gold, you know, the players finally get to spend that gold type thing. So I don't know. It was good for me. I liked the episode because of how I came back. So definitely I would give this episode a solid 8 out of 10 for my situation. I do, you know, like I love the combat episodes. I love the intense episodes. This was a very laid back episode. They sat in a couple of scenes. You know, they really put their foot in a couple of scenes, and it just was a nice episode to come back on. Wasn't too much, wasn't too less. It was just perfect. I do want to say, man, I love everybody at the Homebrew voices. Like, it's not easy to come up with a voice, but Cody drops a voice, not drops, he picks up a voice and he'll stay in it. And even when he's thinking or when he's like looking something up, he'll still be in that voice. And I'm like, man, that's a good actor. A good DM, good role player, whatever you want to call it. I know Grant made fun of him one time because I forgot what they were doing, but he was like, oh, let me hear the voice. And he was like, I bet it sounds like an old prospector. And that's what it was. But they all do a good job. I'm super excited to be listening to this again. I'm super excited to be back in the fray. I'm kind of sad that I'm not caught up. I know Power Word Fail has ended. Hopefully temporarily. I don't know. I haven't even been in the Discord for Power Word Fail because I'm ashamed. I was supposed to come back in, where we're at? 14 minutes? Yeah, I was supposed to come back. I had this big idea for like cosplaying D&D characters in the Power Word Fail world. Power Word Fail world. And they kind of recap of what's going on. But cosplaying is hard. I tried to put together a cosplay, and I mean, it was okay. Got to like the wig. I got a big head, so it's like the wig didn't fit. The wig was awful. It was the wrong color. It was like synthetic. Couldn't dye it. Couldn't like really cut it the way I wanted to. So I was just like, this is hard. So I'm just back doing regular reviews. So we will continue this. How I'm gonna do this is do a Mythcraft review and then a Power Word Fail review until we catch up on one of them, and then we'll try to do this weekly thing again. And hopefully, I mean, Power Word Fail went off in December, and it's now April. So hopefully that it comes back soon. I don't know how it ended. So when I get to the ending, I hope it does. It's not soul crushing. I have never heard Cody say anything about Power Word Fail outside of the Power Word Fail Discord chat. So who knows? I don't know if my favorite comfort show is still going on. Let's find out. Let's slide into that depression together. But anyway, Power Word Fail thing. It's been a while since I've done this, but remember, you are loved, you matter, and you are important. We will. But thanks for tuning in to Miles TV. You guys have a nice night, and goodbye.